What it do, ski? It's your boy Fable34, and today I'm here with my reaction video to Torchwood. This one is season 1, episode 10. How's it going, everyone? So last episode was the whole sort of Beyond the Grave episode with Ethan, I believe is his name. And he pushed Gwen out of the way to save her. So sort of went out of the normal sort of progressing story following Gwen's perspective, or in the Torchwood team, and sort of was from this outsider perspective on what was going on. So interested to see where we're gonna go for season 1 and how we're gonna sort of wrap it up, because there hasn't been any sort of real big cohesive stories. It's sort of just like individual story. As always, if you enjoy this video, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, let's just dive into this one, guys. Yeet! Planes. Out of time. I think it's gonna hit you. For a second, I'm like, guys, you're just looking directly at it as it's coming down the runway.
Apologies for the unplanned touchdown.
Which year? Which year? Which year? I need to know.
1953.
That isn't the 21st century.
The least you know about us, the better.
John Ellis.
Emma Louise Cowell.
Diane Holmes.
Please, follow me.
We're all on our professional tip today.
At least it wasn't a spaceship full of aliens.
That might have been easier.
Photographs documenting the development of Cardiff Bay from the 50s to the present day. Blueprints of modern day airplanes.
But if all
Oh,
this is
that's
true,
trippy.
what's going to happen to us?
What happened to everyone else? Our families.
Oh, we're just gonna follow them through this? Oh, get ready for some
Father
tears.
died in 1959. He was
Oof.
58.
My son, Alan Ellis. He was born on the 6th of April, 1937.
The archives in the 50s weren't that well documented.
Do drugs, don't live. I mean, it's a slogan, yeah.
I was going to close a deal on a shop in Dublin tomorrow.
What are you trading?
Food, knickknacks, essentials. Don't worry, Captain Harkness. I look after the ladies.
What were you going to Dublin for? Auntie Nora's ill, and Uncle Finn can't manage the children. It'll be good practice when I have children of my
They're
own.
acting surprisingly calm. There's something off about this. And I get that Jax
She's
said that
gone
the
next
plane went
door,
missing,
so
but
I
how did
can-
they know to wait there and they would find it for sure? Like, what's going on here?
Torchwood, you're onto something. What you up to something?
Must have been like one of those murders where they never find the body.
Deborah Morrison.
And it's spelled how Deborah Carr spells it.
Your background story should incorporate the skills you already have. For instance, John, you could have run a corner shop.
No. You can't take away our names. For God's sake, man, it's all we've got left. It's my son's name. It's the name above my shop.
A little ungrateful, excuse me. I get you're all, you know, shell-shocked or whatever it is, but like, dude.
I'd suggest you use £25 for your food,
Okay,
cigarette,
see where this
magazines.
goes.
There are wave bouncing detectors which emit high-frequency radio waves and then look for reflections.
Bananas!
Of course, bananas are far more interesting.
It's bloody fantastic.
How much food money have I got left?
£15.40.
Going in.
£12.10. You'll ruin your teeth.
You sound like my mum.
Super Excel Waterproof Luscious Mascara.
You've got to have that.
There's children around.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I'm going to check on the plane this afternoon. Want to come?
That hurts me. That hurts so
Maybe make
much.
some paper chains.
Where'd you get those shoes? They're lush. Thanks.
Making tea in the 21st century.
Hello, old girl. Maybe supposed to revert to being dutiful wives and daughters.
Too much music
But I've
going
got a
on.
taste for it. No pip.
The FA Cup final live in my own living room. I charged the lads £1 each to come and watch.
Ever the businessman, eh, John?
How did you end up here, doing whatever it is that you do? You know everything about me. What's the problem?
Gets kind of complicated.
What, did you fall through time too?
Ah, you went through it.
You could say that.
Like a children's home. I haven't got anyone else either. I've got nothing.
Are you close to them?
Yes. I love them very much.
Sorry, I was looking at that like link right over there. Seems to be newspaper clippings. I thought they were actually just like tall boys that were just cut up and sort of stitched together. I'm like, why would anyone do that?
My son might have kids. Find him, Jack. He's all I've got left.
This is a rather like just off the cuff. I know it's pretty early, but just episode seems fairly odd, just tonally. Just like I said, the thing that stands out most to me is just like the over use of this like emotional like sweeping soundtrack. I get like they're out of time, but like I get they're displaced out of time, but you're supposed to take your time when you want us to feel bad for them or whatever it is, and get into those moments like spread throughout. But they're just sort of hammering them in right away, and just trying to manipulate you with the music. So I don't know. I'm just mentioning it now, but let's see where they go with this storyline. But it's pretty weird off the jump.
I'm waiting for you to pull out my chair.
You expect equality and chivalry.
I don't see why they should be mutually exclusive.
I thought we just I thought you can spoke.
On the straight.
Guess this bar does.
I just blew in from the windy city. The windy is
Ooh.
mighty pretty, but you ain't got what we got. I'm telling you, boy.
And it's a banger.
Playing at? I thought I could trust you to behave.
Where do you want to go now?
Well,
We're not meant to draw attention to ourselves. We're not the same as them. We can't trust anyone.
Will you be okay now, Emma? Why should I listen to you, Emma? Only my dad gets to talk to me like that. I'm never going to see him again, am I? Or my mum? Or my best friend? And I miss them! And I hate this filthy, stinking place!
who do all those beauty products belong to?
Me, actually. Real men can moisturise too, you know. 1 in a zillion chance you ending up here.
I'm glad you haven't got a girlfriend.
Alright, we'll just get to it then, guys. Like, Gwen walks in on them.
I always thought the 50s were uptight, sexually repressed, you know.
You didn't invent it, you know.
Yeah,
We do it
that
again.
yeah, that Throwback Thursday sex. Jeez.
Don't see why not.
We could be fuck buddies.
What's a fuck buddy?
It's a friend that you have casual sex with.
Because when you take off together.
Wait, didn't he just nut a second ago? Shouldn't he be a limp boy? Like, anyway. Alright, what's your shtick for this episode?
He was meant to spend Christmas in Cardiff with a friend, but they had this awful argument last night, and she rang me. She doesn't really want to go back home, so I thought maybe she could stay with us.
Also, welcome back, Reese.
The thing is, he doesn't know exactly what I do.
We can't expect John
Gwen
to go
is,
around to look after
Gwen is
us.
such an interesting
Strangers
character.
I had to take down didn't even come home last night.
Alan, is someone here to see you? He's a nephew on your father's side.
Sorry, this isn't one of his better days.
What's wrong with him?
Alzheimer's.
That's you and your dad, playing footy out the back.
Thanks, Harry.
Matthews did 3 setups in 20 minutes. Blackpool won. Yes. Oh. Alan, it's me, your dad. Alan, please. Who are you?
There's no puzzle to solve, no enemy to fight. Just 3 lost people who've somehow become our responsibility.
So I guess we're just watching them go through their struggles.
I deserve a lot more for doing that.
It's just having a kiss and a cuddle. He was after a lot more than that. Mum said that no man wants to marry soiled goods.
Attitudes have changed. As long as it's safe and between two consenting adults and no one cares.
How many men have you done it with?
A few.
So, if I meet a boy and we get on and he wants sex, then you think I should let him?
No, that's not what I said.
So, what are you saying?
Well, your first time should be with someone special.
You wish you waited for Reese. He's your special someone, isn't he?
Yes, I suppose.
Sex with him is better than with the others.
Yeah.
Thanks for the chat.
Open this.
Owen feels slightly out of character here.
They offered me a job on the spot. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, the shop's in a new branch in London. There's nothing to keep me here.
I'm sure we can find you something in Cardiff.
I was looking for a bus timetable when I get out to the DIY store, see if there's any work going.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
How much time is going by in this episode? This feels like it's taking place over a good amount of like days or weeks. I feel like there'd be other things we'd have to do, like other aliens popping up or other situations.
Your mum rang.
Oh no.
Funny thing, she's no idea who Emma is. And I'm thinking back to you and me on the couch. Work calls, you go out in the middle of the night and come back with a surprise relative. Oh, is it to do with work?
She was lost. I'm sorry.
What worries me is how easy it seems to be for you to lie to me, Gwen.
He's not wrong on that.
It's like two separate worlds. There's Torchwood, then there's real life. That's why you've got to let me go.
Well, realistically, I would just explain to Reese the situation, apologize for the lying, because that is the biggest problem. Obviously, there's the cheating, but that's not what he's inching towards. And then just explain, yeah, like at work we needed to take somebody in, and I volunteered. I probably should have brought it up to you first and had a conversation, and then go from there. But they're clearly trying to just show the dynamic between Owen and her and problems with their relationship
You
with
standing out
her
here
and
in
Reese.
that beautiful dress.
A good life, full of fun. The good life. Romance.
My car keys are missing. John was behind the counter earlier on.
He's gone home.
Oh shit! Yo, Jack got out there so quickly. This guy just did the dash.
You're still young. You can get work, make friends, start a family.
I did all that, Jack, years ago.
I can't leave you here.
And we'll wait. The sun will rise, we'll have some breakfast, and I'll suffer it all and smile and wag my tail. And then as soon as your back is turned, I'll make sure I do it properly. Because I want to die. But let me go with some dignity. Don't condemn me to live.
Yeah, I think I'm with him on that.
You're scared.
I've slept with enough women. I've done the fuck buddies thing. This is not it. It's been what? A week?
Oh, a week only?
When I'm not with you, I'm out of focus. I'm fucking scared.
She's just not gonna stick around though. I doubt it. I'd be surprised.
The thing about love is that you're always at its mercy.
Well, that was good timing.
You don't have to go. If I don't, then I'll always wonder what it's like.
You belong here now with me.
I belong in the sky.
Well, we can get you up in the sky. In a couple of months, you can fly whenever you want. You cannot get home.
Then it will take me somewhere new.
Damn! She said anywhere but here with you. That's crazy.
I go faster and further than others.
We have no idea how this rift works. You could end up anywhere. What about me? Please. Please.
I love how none of the time travelers communicated with each other about how things were going. Oh, by the way, like, I'm not liking it here. I'm liking it here. I'm thinking about, like, killing myself. I'm thinking about just leaving at some point. I'm thinking about going to London. It just explodes. Oh, wow. So we don't know what happened. All I'm guessing that little flash, I guess, and work. And that was my reaction video to Torchwood Season 1, Episode 10. I don't know what the general people's thoughts are on this episode, but for some reason, this one just kind of stood out to me like a sore thumb a little bit. Especially the first portion of this episode where we just start off waiting for this plane, and then it goes with we're going this idea that there's these 3 people who are displaced at a time from the 50s, and then we end up just splitting them off throughout the episode. With each of our main characters here. I think as a whole, I wasn't very all too engaged with this episode, just for how offbeat, the overuse of music in the beginning. I get that these characters are displaced at a time, and out of that there's a lot of, like, you know, typical emotional moments that can come out of that, but for some reason I didn't find them to be that impactful. I don't know if it's because of how they set up this episode in terms of its pacing. I didn't feel like a lot of the moments really paid off. I think as it progressed towards the second half, some of them actually did, and there's some decent moments in this episode. I thought the moments where Jack was paired up with the man, having some heart-to-heart moments with one another, and he wanted to, you know, realize after this life I just wanted to die. I thought that was not bad in this episode. I thought there was a little bit of emotion with the son as well when they had their interaction when he finally found him. But even in that moment, I think if I wasn't typically when it comes to, you know, relative or whatever it is, or time travel, I'm usually a really big sucker for those sort of sequences. But for this episode, it didn't have any of that emotion for me all too much, and I think I'm gonna chalk it up to just the way that they set up this episode, pacing, and just that tone and the way that they're sort of just shoving that music in there. And I feel like they didn't really set up enough for me to feel for these characters, and just I think the story was a little lackluster for me. Although I did appreciate how they sort of paired it up with our main characters and make some sort of parallels. And the storyline that I really didn't like all too much this episode was with Owen. If I'm being honest, I really didn't care all too much for it. With him falling in love with her. I will say though is about this episode, it definitely does keep in line once we get past the first 20 odd minutes or so, when it feels especially uneven for me, for myself. I do appreciate how they sort of keep the sort of, I guess, darker and sort of nihilistic tone, and just like a tone to the show of what we've seen in Torchwood so far, with some of the more gruesome moments, I guess. Yeah, overall, I think for me, you know what I will say? Maybe upon rewatch, I'll enjoy this a little bit more, especially maybe the moments with Jack, and maybe we have some more development with Owen and like his backstory. Maybe when I get to know Owen a little bit more, I'll come back to this episode and be like, oh wow, like I can totally feel his situation here, but it didn't really land with me. But anyway though, guys, that was my reaction video to Torchwood 1x10. What'd you think about this one? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.